Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to Weekend Wagers, your number one stop before you get to the weekend. We have your 12 pack of plays. Sorry, that's hard to say. Everybody ever hear the something pick a pell of pepper? Yeah, that's pretty much what I sound like. But we do have your 12 pack of plays this weekend, as we always do. And we're pretty much covering almost every sport but soccer. And so that's the only sport that we are not touching. But we have, it looks like 4 plays going into Friday night. Then we'll cover you for Saturday and Sunday. And I almost threw in a Monday play, but I kind of held off because I am on the Monday Night Football DTL prime time live. But before we get to that and before we get to the guys, let's go ahead and look at back how last week was. And I have to say, we have not yet had a complete losing day. If you looked at these odds and kind of broke it down, I think we'd be very close because Mark, he hit that plus 148. We end up going 6-6. I hit a plus number. It was a little bit all over. So if you broke it down completely, I think we're breaking even. If not, we might be on the right side of things. And so that's kind of where we were, but a 6-6 day. But we're going to go ahead and look at these beautiful faces. Mark, good afternoon. How are you?
DG, I'm doing great. Aha, no way you didn't catch me.
I thought so.
Doing great. Excited for this weekend. Look, after last weekend's debacle, and I am telling you, thank goodness for the model because it identified the two teams that saved my weekend. I will go on record and say I will not be the first person that goes donut on the show.
We have that running as I don't want to be the first one that goes 0-4. Mark, you were close. You were close.
And sweat it.
Absolutely. Robbie, what's up, man? I like the Gator stuff.
Hey, thanks, man. Got me a new shirt while I was down in Florida last weekend. Yeah, 2-2 is not what I like. I should have just put those bums from the Preds on one parlay and put Ovi and Keller on the other, and we would have went 3-1. But no more Preds players. I'm done. They're done. Ready to move on.
Dan just said Robbie's looking like Peyton with his wall back there.
No. I started this trend. I don't care about Lettuce Head and what he did. No. I started this trend. Let's erase that right now. And I make mine look clean too.
All right. King Lettuce
Head.
Yeah, King Lettuce always getting a little shade. But TJ, welcome. The 12 pack of plays are definitely getting going. But let's not waste anymore. Let's go ahead and get going. Mark, let's lead off with you.
Perfect. I'm starting tonight, and we're going to go to the association, and I am taking the Boston Celtics team total over 126.5 at minus 120. The reasoning for this is simple. They're playing they're playing Washington in Washington. The Celtics are 1-1 in NBA Cup play. They're tied with Cleveland. They need this game, and they're only at a plus 9.7 point differential, which really is going to come into play for the tiebreakers. Look for them to run this score up against a Washington team that's allowing 124 points a game at home. I see Boston clearing this line, getting into the 130, possibly 140.
Wow. The Washington team. Rob, can you help out Washington boy next to you?
The Wizards.
I'm sorry, I had Capitals on my mind.
I thought you were thinking of the Washington football team, the Washington. Yeah, they're the Washingtons, the Washington
teams.
No, it's crazy. I almost said Bullets, and I was like, that's not right. It's the Wizards.
That'd be a throwback for sure. But let me go ahead and get you mine real quick, and we're gonna go with the shirt I am wearing. It is Duke. I'm gonna go with the first half team total. It's gonna go over 38.5. It's at minus 104, and the simple answer is they're better than Arizona, in my opinion. I think that they're a good team, but they're a better first half team. They've covered this line. I think the lowest amount they've scored so far is 44 in the first half. And so because of that, I'm going to roll with this tonight. I think it is a super late start. Let's just be honest on that one. This sucks because it's really good games. And I think it's UNC against Hawaii, I believe it is. These games are going so late. Like I can't stay up for these, but I'll stay up for the Duke roll tonight as they I think they take out Arizona. I don't think Arizona's as good as people give them credit for, but that's going to be my play. And then we have a little 2 spot for Robbie, as you always stay away from Saturday. All right, so let's go ahead and get to your 2.
Yeah, why switch it up now? Let's just do another double shot on a Friday. Yeah, I've got Kyle Connor and Gabriel Velarde, 1+ point at -105. I normally don't like taking two guys at minus odds, but Pittsburgh is terrible. Winnipeg is awesome. I think putting these guys on the same line together has been very beneficial for Velarde. So I see both of them getting on the score sheet. Then we're also sticking with that game with Mark Scheifele to get a point, and we're pairing him with Rasmus Dahlin of Buffalo. Dahlin has had a heck of a year. He has 17 points in 16 games overall this season, and he's currently on a 7-game streak. Scheifele, he's on that top line with the other two guys I just mentioned. I see Winnipeg rolling. Got a lot of plays on that game at justthestatsports.com as well.
Right. All right. Let's go back to those real quick because I am very dumb to hockey. Overall, probably dumb too. But Kyle Connor plays for who?
Winnipeg Jets.
Winnipeg Jets and Gabriel.
Winnipeg Jets.
Okay, so this is a Winnipeg Jets same game parlay, and then Rasmus Dahlin. You said.
Yeah, he plays for Buffalo.
Yeah. Does whatever Mark's name is.
Mark Scheifele plays for the Jets. Yeah, the Jets are playing Pittsburgh, and they've got Tristan Trash Can Jari in net tonight, so he's going to give up a lot.
Wow. All right, so we're heavy on the Jets. Thoughts on their team total? Is that even a play?
I think so. Mark, what is your model saying about that?
The model hasn't gone over 5. So, yeah, the team total over 3.5 is a great play. A lot of value there. I think that with Jari and goal, he is absolute garbage. He got brought up. He was recalled from AHL. They sent him down for 3 weeks right after the season started so he could regain some confidence. They've called him back up, and he has been horrible in his 2 previous starts since being called up. And I really think that Pittsburgh is giving him just enough rope to hang himself so that they can waive his contract, put him out on waivers, and let somebody else pay him while they look for another backup goalie. He's that bad.
Would you call him the trash can something?
Tristan Trash Can Jari.
That's great. Anytime you put it in trash can, I'm a big fan. All right, so I know Chicago Pat, live bet Northeastern. I believe they're playing FIU right now. There's a lot of basketball going on right now. And so I know I saw that. I didn't really pay attention to the score. So if you're looking for that, looks like Chicago likes Northeastern as a live play. And then also John, I want to know the odds on this, if you don't mind. So John wants to know about Nikola Vucevic, who has covered over 4.5 points in the first quarter. I believe it's 8 games in a row. I don't know. I think he's only missed twice the entire season. But if you could give me those odds, John, I would appreciate it. But I'm not going to kind of stay there too long. I'm going to go back to my play because I'm going to have a Saturday play for us. And we're going to ride with my guys. The Texas State first half team total over 20.5. It's a little juicy. It's at -135, but this team rolls in the first half. And so I expect them to roll again and get up 3 touchdowns. I don't see this being an issue at all. And I think, honestly, they might get to that 40 to 42 number. That is their total on the game. So if you do like that for just a team total for the game, ride with that. But in my opinion, I'm going to stay in the first half because it's a lower number. It's on the other side of the hook. And so I'm going to go with the Texas State first half team total over the 20.5. All right. You have another play for us, Mark, on Saturday before we get to our Sunday plays.
I do, DJ. And this one is actually goalie specific. So the Utah Hockey Club is playing in Pittsburgh, and I am taking the Utah Hockey Club under 0.5 first period goals at +130. This is, again, goalie specific. So we are waiting for confirmation on Penguins goalie Alex Nedeljkovic to get confirmed as the starter, which, because Tristan Jari is starting tonight, he should be absolutely getting the start. But unless something goofy happens, just make sure that that's the case, that he's confirmed. He's 78% to the under in all of his starts in the first period. He's been absolutely elite in stopping teams from scoring in the first period. And in the last 5 games, the Utah Hockey Club, they have gone under this line in 3 of the last 5. They've gone under this line in 5 of the last 5 road games. I really like this spot for Alex Nedeljkovic.
All right, so make sure you pay attention to that because obviously if that goalie is not in, is that a complete stay away?
Absolutely, because I don't trust any of the other goalies on Pittsburgh. And if that's the case, I do have a backup play for folks. Take Syracuse, Kyle McCord, over 295.5 passing yards at -114. UConn is giving up 293 yards on the road in passing. McCord has cleared 300 yards in 9 of the 10 games this season. He's a wagon. He's a horse. Ride him. That's my lock of the week.
I have a question, Mark. If that is your lock of the week, why didn't you put it in the show?
Because not everybody, for 2 reasons, actually.
Okay.
Not everybody can play college player props. So I was trying to find a really good play for folks You're
winning so far. You might want to just stop there. That's great idea. Just stop there. Great idea. Thanks for the bonus play. Just in case.
Utah Hockey Club was my second.
Okay, so you have 2 locks this week.
Right.
All right, so don't play either one of those because neither one will probably hit. He said the L word, as Cheesy said. Do not say the L word.
My mega whale of the week.
Yeah, the six unit play. If you know, you know. Just don't square that bad boy. I will say that Vucci Main, Nikola Vucevic, who is my guy, your guy. I'm going to go ahead live on the show. I've already found it. It is -122 for over 4.5. I just played it. So
nice.
Thank you. I completely,
nice.
I've been busy, but over 4.5 first quarter points always roll. So thank you. I believe it was John who did that. So appreciate that. All right. Let's keep rolling on here. We have our Sunday plays. If you like any of these better than others, please let us know in the chat. But we're going to go ahead and pick from our Sunday plays, and we're going to put a little parlay together at the end of the show. And so after we share our Sunday plays, go ahead and let us know, and we'll kind of pick apart these. But Robbie, go ahead and lead us off for Sunday.
Yeah, let's start with Austin Eckler. It was at 18.5 receiving yards, -120 at 11 a.m. So I smashed it at that play. I don't hate it at the current price. It's 20.5, 21.5 at other places. I wouldn't mind laddering it up all the way to 25. Dallas is terrible against running backs that can actually catch the ball. And you should see some of the names that they've allowed to get receptions against them and how many yards they had. So hammer that Austin Eckler over 20.5 receiving yards at -115. My second play is Kareem Hunt over 7.5 receiving yards. It's probably the last week you're going to get to play Hunt, since Pacheco seems to be back next week. But Kareem Hunt, other than last week, has kind of been a wagon as well on the ground and through the air. He didn't have a catch in the last game against Buffalo, but he had 65 yards the week before and 11 the week prior to that. The only worry might be Samaje Perine because he's their third down back and he's also a pass catching back. But they didn't have any lines out for him. So let's roll with Kareem Hunt. I feel good about the 7.5.
All right. So Pacheco is officially out then. I had no idea that for Hunt.
Yes,
they're keeping him out this week. Yeah, because I think they're on a short week, so they're going to save him for next week.
Very good. So I know there was speculation that Pacheco is going to be back all this week. I have Kareem Hunt on my fantasy team, my personal fantasy team, and I saw his numbers at 2, and I was like, all right, that means Pacheco's back. And so I literally had not looked at it since. I thought it was just assumed he was coming back.
Yeah, check it now. I think it's back up to his normal number.
Okay.
Because he's on mine as well. So, yeah, should be a good game for him.
Okay. Sweet. All right, let's go ahead and get to my 2 plays for Sunday. And we're going to go to Theo Johnson for the Giants. He's got a little backup, DeVito. It's going to throw him at least 3 passes for at least 22 yards. I'm going to go over 21.5 receiving yards at -110. And honestly, this guy has been a wagon in himself. Like he's played very well as recently. I think I've been hitting on him since he's went to, I think overseas. I think it was the Germany game when he kind of took off a little bit. So I'm on him. I do like Tyrone Tracy in that game as well, but he doesn't catch as many out of the backfield as I thought he would. So I'm going to stick with Theo Johnson. They're going against Tampa Bay, who allows so many receiving yards to the tight end. And then Josh Downs over 53.5 receiving yards. It's at -113. Josh Downs has been the guy who completely is Richardson's guy. He can be any quarterback's guy. He's the best and the number 1 receiver for the Colts right now. So I'm going to go with Josh Downs over 53.5 receiving yards at -113. All right, Mr. Wagon, if you'll go ahead and lock us up and give us your 2 plays, Mark.
Perfect. So look, last week, the one play that saved me was the model play identifying the two teams that had checked all 4 of the model boxes as far as projected wins. And this week, we have 2 teams that checked. Wait, actually, we have 3 teams, but these 2 teams scored and rated the highest in the model projection for wins. So I am going to take the money line parlay for both the Vikings and the Dolphins. That's going to take us to plus 101. I just think that the Vikings, the Dolphins, both of them handle their business. They get this thing done, and at even money, I'm all in. The second play I'm on is we're going to go to Detroit and Indianapolis, where Sam Laporta, we're going to go over 16.5 for his longest reception, and that's at minus 115. Laporta's gone over this in 8 of the 9 games that he's played in this season. His average for the year is 26.2, and Indianapolis's defense is allowing 17.84 yards per catch. I love this spot for Laporta, who has been, even in blowout games, he's still been involved in the offense. I just think he gets a lot of touches, a lot of options. I love him to go over this.
All right, so Sam Laporta there. I don't know if I have seen him recently. I haven't seen him do much recently. What's he been looking like? Because I'm trying to find him right now through my stats real quick. I don't think he's been just tearing it up. And I know you're going with the longest reception, but is there anything going on with Sam Laporta, Robbie, that you know of?
No, it's just the other guys have been that good. Gibbs, Montgomery, St. Brown. You look at their scores, he really hasn't needed to do a lot.
Right.
You know, they've been killing teams especially last week against Jacksonville. But what Mark just said, I like that stat. I think he hit 8 out of 9, and they're giving up 17 already. That's a pretty good stat. I think it'd be a little bit more of a competitive game. Depends on which Anthony Richardson you get for Indy.
Right.
And Laporta's getting on average of 3.5 targets a game. He's gotten 6, 3, and 6 in the last 3. So I think that they're still using him a lot, even though he's not the primary guy that he used to be, a season, 2 seasons ago. I still like him in this spot.
Okay. And then TJ, Mark's 2-leg NFL parlays are the L word. Wow.
Love Island.
This is dangerous that we're going onto this. So, Robbie, give me 1 or 2 of our plays that you like, and then we'll try to see if we can parlay something together.
Yeah, I love the money line parlay that Mark has, the Vikings and the Dolphins. I agree. I think both teams handle their business. And I like your Theo Johnson play. After I saw that you put it in there, he's hit in like the last 4 or 5 and has sailed over that line. And I think, Tommy DeVito, whatever his name is, he's gonna see him a lot because he's gonna have a check down guy. And I think Theo's gonna be that guy.
Yeah, they're not catching Tyron Tracy, which I think he has potential, but I don't know if he has been that check down guy. Mark, what do you like the best so far?
I agree with Rob. I love that Theo Johnson look. I think that the Giants are going to rely on him heavily as a safety net. I also love Austin Eckler. I debated because I think Kareem Hunt, knowing that Pacheco's coming back next week, we've seen a rejuvenated Kareem Hunt. And as much as I think that Kareem Hunt tries to show out and kind of like notch his place in the lineup here, I really love Eckler to go off, especially against Dallas, where the Commanders are going to look to run that score up. They're going to look to beat the living daylights out of Dallas. I love that Eckler look.
Robbie, tell the people again, who does Austin Eckler play against this Sunday?
The Dallas Cowboys.
That's unfortunate. The Dallas Cowboys. I agree. I was just wanting to remind everybody, if they're playing against Dallas, I'm going to roll with that as well. That's a great idea, Mark. No shade.
I was like, wait a minute, what did I say?
It was all shade to the Cowboys.
Dude, I literally thought I pulled a soupy. I'm like, wait a minute. No, I know I got that right.
Yeah, no, you did good.
So I liked the Sam Laporta one, but it worries me. I know he's been over 8 of 9, but it just always worries me with a guy that hasn't been as productive. So I do think that your 2-leg parlay works much better for us for the show, but also think so that 2 legs turns into our 2 legs. So it ends up being a 4-leg parlay. So maybe that actually helps us even better.
I like it.
So we'll do that. We're going to throw those 4 together. Producer man, if you don't mind, if you'll go ahead and get those together and get us a graphic of some sort. I think we did it last week. Get the graphic together and we'll be able to throw it up. But before we get out of here, I want to know, and something that we started last week. Mark decided to give us 17 different vibes that he was looking at. But Mark, I'm going to let you start us off again. We're going into the weekend. Weekends are always about some vibes, whether they're good or bad. So Mark, if you'll go ahead and give us your weekend vibes.
Listen, I don't think there's anybody who's enjoying better vibes right now than Daniel Jones. He just got released from the Giants, literally right before we came on the show. Just got released by the Giants. And if there's one team that's looking for a quarterback right now, it is the aforementioned Dallas Cowboys. How great would it be on Thanksgiving to watch Daniel Jones starting for the Cowboys against the team that just literally said, you're free to go anywhere you want 2 weeks ago? I love Daniel Jones' spot right now. God bless you, Daniel Jones. Move on to better and greener pastures.
All right. So we got some good vibes to Daniel Jones after he just played safety on the scout team, after he just gave his farewell speech.
So embarrassing. The fact, and they're posting it everywhere.
Why?
I mean, it's impossible to hide from. Yeah. Enjoy your vibes, DJ.
For sure. And he's not talking to me.
No.
Robbie, give us your weekend vibes. What you looking at this weekend?
Yeah, last weekend, my weekend vibes was on the Kansas City Chiefs, and that was for a reason. That's because it's a curse. So this weekend, I am looking at the Washington Commanders to go all out, to run all over Dallas, run up that score, baby, 50-0. Washington Commanders are my good vibes team this weekend. And after Thursday, I'm going to get to say, Daniel Jones, that's my quarterback, in my TRL Owens voice.
I love that. I didn't know where that was going, but I love that. All right, I'm going to go with, I'm going to give some good vibes as well. And this is to the Hoosiers. And no, that's not Cooville. It's the Hoosiers. So, that other guy doesn't really watch this show. So what's it matter? He's not going to hear me say anything about him. But I will say that the Indiana Hoosiers, the biggest football game, we're going to make sure we keep that, the biggest football game ever in history there in Bloomington. I know it's not in Bloomington, but they're in Bloomington as they celebrate, and they're going to go into the Horseshoe. I am so excited about that game, and I'm going to make sure I take time to watch. And because sometimes, Saturdays get a little busy, Saturdays get a little crazy. But this Saturday, I don't care what I'm doing at 12, 11 Central. I will make sure I'm in front of a TV checking out the Hoosiers. And I've already have a play in it. Anybody missed it this morning? I already have them to score 10-plus points in the first half. But I think they definitely keep it close at half. And then going into the third, fourth quarter, I think it could go either way. And that's all you could ask for in a team that's looking to go through the playoffs. And I do have a ticket that says Indiana Hoosiers college football playoffs. Yes, plus 3,000.
Get out.
Holding on to that. I can't wait. If it cashes, I used a little $20 free bet on it. So if it cashes, I'm feeling good for my Hoosiers fandom. That's half the reason I'm a fan, but somehow it's paying off. But anything.
Here's the real question.
Yeah.
But you just said it was a free bet, so I don't know that they would offer you a cash out.
No, there's no cash out.
Right.
I don't want to cash out, Mark.
It's happening.
Really?
There's no reason to cash out.
I would not cash out. A rule of mine, I do not cash out free bets.
No.
If like anything that if it's under a certain amount, I'm never cashing out. The fun outweighs, if it was $20, the fun outweighs $20 every day. The potential outweighs the $20. Now you get up to 50 to 100. Okay, we'll have the conversations, right? Because that's a lot to lose. But if I'm going to lose $20, I lose $20 just my kid walking in the door sometimes. Like that happens all the time. And so I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about
you can't get Burger King for less than $20.
Exactly. Like if I'm asked to go get something in the store, I'm losing more than $20 there. Right. This fun has lasted me all season long. And so I'm excited about it. So can't beat it. Do you have a limit of if it gets a certain level? Because that's kind of where I stand on mine, Mark, that I am at a certain level, that fun it outweighs what the amount of money is? Is there a money limit for you? Like, hey, let's look at the cash out.
So I think it really depends on how people wager, and where I have really found my enjoyment and my pleasure. In fact, it was funny. Robbie and I were having this conversation earlier today. I was explaining a first period in hockey bet that I really like, and he's like, I stay away from those because it's too much of a sweat for me. And for me, I love that. I love the nerfy yerfies. I love the first period plays. I love all of that because it is that kind of a sweat for me. I don't have the patience to do futures where I'm doing that and then, holding on to a ticket for 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
It's
just like anything else. Like if it's a future, I'm okay throwing a free bet onto it because I'm not losing anything, right? Compared to the other, like having all your money tied up, if you're putting on, a full unit or 2 full units on a future or something like that, that's going to last. You're just tying up your bankroll, right? So, Robbie, do you have anything on yours that you're like, hey, I don't do this or I cash out at this point?
I don't do future props, future player props. Usually, I think Preston talked me into doing one with running backs this season, but I don't do those because no matter what, they will get hurt. Something will happen, and I'll lose that bet. So I stay away from futures. I don't mind futures that you're playing, like future playoff contenders or something like that, because that's a team that you can bank on. I don't like doing individual player futures.
Gotcha.
But free bet's a free bet. It's money you didn't have anyway. So just go ahead and see if you can turn it into something, right?
Yeah. He just said they offer you, they think you're going to win, right? And so unless it is, and this is my kind of, if it's not life-changing money, probably not cashing out just because the fun outweighs. But look at this guy, Chicago Pat, Northeastern, live play, comes back, and they win 58-60. All right, let's go ahead and
I told you.
Yep. See, there you go. All right, let's go ahead and get to our parlay. It looks like everything's uploaded, so we'll go here to the
nice
plus 573. So if you're playing with us this weekend, it's going to be we're going to try to keep this at Sundays because it's a little bit longer of a shelf life that people might get in on a Friday or maybe a Saturday. They also get to play as well. So we're going to go with the Vikings and the Dolphins money line. That's an even money plus 101. And then Theo Johnson for 22 yards, Austin Eckler for 21 yards. And I know that Robbie was talking about going all the way up to 25 is a good number there. I'm okay the same spot. Going up to Theo Johnson, 25 yards, receiving yards is fine. So we're both good up to 25. If you want to go ahead and add that to it, that's fine. But then it's a total four-team player parlay. Vikings, Dolphins, both win. Theo Johnson, Austin Eckler. I like that a lot.
Oh, I love that.
You think Theo Johnson's ready for Thanksgiving? Look at that build, man. Have you ever seen an athletic specimen of Theo Johnson? Check that out.
At first, when I saw this, I thought his leg was tattooed, but it's not. It's actually just just kind of a leg brace compression sleeve. And so,
yeah, you got to keep those muscles in there, man. Look at those tree trunks. Look at that, dude. That is peak athletic right there.
Wow. All right. Well, maybe next time we'll just show off more next time. So, producer man, if you don't mind, let's show off more next time while we're here.
I don't know what producer man's been searching on his internet searches, but yeah, that's a great pick.
For sure. All right. As we get out of here, I am definitely on a time crunch, but we're going to make sure we get out of here in a second. But Mark, any last thoughts? We've already given out some great vibes, but any last thoughts as we head into the weekend?
Yeah, I really am excited. We haven't covered a lot of hockey. There are some great games being played tomorrow. We have a very light schedule tonight. Great games being played tomorrow. I'm real excited. Make sure you check out Twitter and justicestatsports.com because we have all of our picks up. There's a free promo code for a free month. Get over there, check it out. You're going to get all these picks plus so much more. And yeah, give us a follow.
Captain America, anything you got over there?
I love the comment. Thank you. Yeah. After last week, I figured out I'm just going to move to Florida. My Gators won. My Magic won. What a weekend. Other than our planes, trains, and automobiles, but that's a story for another time that me and my buddy had on the Greyhound. So, yeah, that's my good vibes and my picks. My Orlando Magic without Paulo, man. I mean, they're killing it right now. I can't wait for him to come back. It actually makes me excited to watch the NBA.
Yeah. They've been playing very well for sure. Unlike sometimes my Grizzlies, that they're Jekyll Hyde. I don't know what they're doing half the time.
Y'all
But
beat
that's
us.
yeah, true. Finally, we beat somebody, it seems. But that's all we have this weekend. Thank you everybody for joining us. It is awesome as it always is. We give you our 12-pack of plays to get you through the weekend, but it sounds like my Nikola Vucevic and then whatever Syracuse quarterback Kyle McCord has on his passing lines, we know we're getting an extra pick from Mark. So Mark's gave us that extra one. So we gave you more than a baker's dozen, right? We gave you 14 picks this week. So it's going to be a great time this weekend. Hopefully the Hoosiers show up. That would be exciting for me. But that's all we got. We'll see you all next Friday. And on the other shows that we have with Driving the Line, we'll see you at the pay window.